Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire and this is Testing Sobriety Mounjaro UK, because this channel started off being about my sobriety journey. I know everyone hates that word, but sometimes you just got to use it. And I am now 1 year and where are we? We're in April. So January, February, March, April. 1 year, 4 months and 12 days that I haven't had a drink. Just to be clear, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I did drink too much when I went out, binge drinking, and I've drunk my entire life. So my entire life I didn't come out my mother's womb drinking from a pint or anything like that. I probably didn't need to say that. The first time I ever got drunk, I was aged 13, and that was a shocking situation. And I was ill for a couple of days because I didn't actually know alcohol made you ill. But the thing that I used to like about alcohol when I was very young, because I was so shy, deeply shy, and alcohol took that away from me and made me confident and able to really just be myself and be chatty and be fun and outgoing. And I relied on it, really. I sort of, once I discovered that about alcohol, I relied on it to do that for me way up till the time I gave it up. But obviously I started to see some negative effects. So that's the alcohol update. Now this is all about my first month on Mounjaro. And I've got a list of things I want to talk to you about because I didn't want this to go all over the show. In actual fact, I recorded this already and it went all over the show because I didn't have notes. Plus there were some other issues, technical issues. We won't go there, but I wasted my time, quite a lot of my time. So I'm starting off today is to tell you that I'm wearing a perfume. Now this is not relevant, but I'm wearing this Eau de Jardin from Caloric. I'm going to go on a bike ride and I love feeling really fresh and clean, and it's such a sunny, bright, amazing day that I wanted to wear something bright and sunny. This smells like grapefruits with a little bit of a floral hint too. And I'm telling you that because I have another channel on here that I've actually had for, God, I don't even know, 13 years, maybe 14. And that's all about perfume. So if you like talking about perfume, you like hearing about perfume, check it out. I'll link it below. So that's what I'm wearing today. And I smell pretty and zingy and zesty and fun. And I really like a perfume that puts a pep in your step when you've got to do a little bit of activity. But we're here for the Mounjaro. So weight loss, that's first on the list. So how much did I lose this week? So at the end of week 4, on Mounjaro, I actually only lost 0.8 pounds this time around, but I did lose 9 pounds prior to that. So total weight loss on week 4 is 9.8 pounds. And I decided to take a leaf out of Carrie's book. If you don't know Carrie, she's journaling her Mounjaro experience on YouTube, and I really like her videos, and she has some really helpful things you can screenshot in terms of the dosing, how many clicks on a pen, information about fibre and fruits and veg and things you can eat to increase your fibre, all sorts of stuff. I think she's quite an analytical person. She has some really useful stuff, so go and follow her. But every time she does an update on her weight, she tells you what the weight is equivalent to in an everyday object or something. I think her weight loss so far is now equivalent to a king penguin, which I love. I absolutely love that. Now I have not lost a king penguin's worth of weight, obviously, in my first month, but I have lost the equivalent of a large newborn baby. There was all sorts of other options, but everything I could find was kind of like varying. So it could be a printer for a computer, but obviously printers vary in size, and there was like 9 cans of soda, but cans of soda also vary in size and weight. Anyway, I went with the large newborn baby. That is the amount of weight that I have lost thus far, so I'm really happy with that. I wasn't amazingly happy with that last weigh-in, which was only 0.8 of a pound. But I was also suspicious that that was going to happen because, so the thing is, I have varied up my calories. For the last few days of last week, I changed up the details on my Fitness Pal. I told it that instead of a sedentary life, I have a mildly active life. And I also told it that I want to lose £1 a week, not £2 a week. And that then gives me, instead of 1200 calories, I now have 1600 calories to play with. I'm not planning on using the whole 16 most of the time, but I like to see that I've got it there if I need it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to damage my metabolism. When you lose weight very quickly, when you lose muscle mass, when you restrict your calories for a period of time, there's a danger that you are damaging your metabolism. I believe I have really slowed my metabolism down over the years for yo-yo dieting, and I don't want that to happen this time. Now I have this wonderful tool to use that stops me from focusing on food and seeing food as a crutch, seeing food as a comfort, just not having much willpower when it comes to my favourite types of foods. Now I have that option, I really want to, instead of just consider weight loss and the number on the scales, I want to consider the longevity of improving my metabolism, so that going forward, one day when I come off of this medication, I can have a good metabolism, so I can have more calories and keep myself active, of course. But that is so much easier than trying to stay on a restrictive calorie diet all the time. It's mind-numbingly horrific, and I know if you're watching this and you've ever struggled with your weight, then you will know. I call it mental torture. Counting calories, exercising to gain like extra calories it's a horrible, and it's also it's soul destroying. But also there's evidence that we know that the lower your weight goes, the less calories you can consume to stay the same. So you're constantly having to reduce the amount of calories if you want to keep losing weight. If you exercise more, your body will crave a lot more calories. So you're fighting a losing battle when you do that. And I just don't want to damage my metabolism any more than I already have over the years. So my goal, my focus is not so much on the number on the scales. It's on the fat content of my body, so body composition and the muscle mass and other bits and pieces as well. So I'm going to go into that because I have got the Renfo scales, which tell you what your body composition is. So I'm going to update the information on that on here as well, and that's going to be a monthly thing. So we're going to do I wanted to just one more thing about weight loss. I didn't have many calories, so I increased my calories. As I say, 2 or 3 days out I went a lot higher, not massively. I still didn't go over 1600, and that's why I think the scale didn't move much for me. But then last night's night shift, with the new dose inside me, and I did take the golden dose, with the new dose inside me meant that I was not really feeling hungry and feeling like eating. So it was a much lower calorie day, albeit it was a night shift, so night. And I woke up my body felt hungry. I wasn't bothered about food in my head, but my body was making those noises and feeling hungry. I woke up feeling skinny, and I love that. Don't you love that? You wake up sometimes, and it's probably just because you're hungry and you hadn't eaten much the day before. I love waking up feeling skinny. And then let's just say I went to the loo. And I thought, I'm going to weigh myself again. So I actually lost a pound. Yeah, that's right. I lost another pound. So it's not included in this week's update. It will be added onto next week's update, of course. But it made me feel happier that I haven't messed things up by increasing my calories. It shows me that I can have a few days where the calories go up to 14 or 1600, and I'm still not going to be gaining weight. So that's what I needed to see. So it's a suck it and see exercise. It's kind of scary when you want to up your calories when you're losing weight. It's very counterintuitive, but I do believe that it's going to help me. So as long as the trajectory is that way, going down, then it's all good. Right, so we're going to talk about body composition. So let me get, I can't show you. I think I'm just going to do screenshots now because I'm having to film on my phone because my camera I lent it to someone, they've changed the settings and I don't know how to set it back to my settings. And yeah, that goes back to the filming that I did that had to be scrapped. It came out slow motion and silent. And you'll see that my body fat has gone down. Unfortunately, my muscle mass has also gone down. I think I've lost about 4%. I think I've lost 4% of my body muscle mass. However, my skeletal muscle mass has gone up. And I know that's a good thing. So let me know if you understand all of that. Because I know that skeletal muscle must be like closer to the bone. But I wonder why my skeletal muscle's gone up whilst my muscle mass has gone down. Anyway, obviously I want to protect my muscle mass. So we're going to talk about my goals a bit later on. We are now going to talk about my measurements. So every month I'm going to update you with the actual, tape measurements of my body. So I have that in my beautiful book here. So when I first, when I first started this, I think it looks like it was the 1st of March. Looks like 1st of March. I took an arm measurement, which I'm assuming is my left arm because I'm right-handed. So my left arm, 34 centimetres, now 33 centimetres, so 1 cm gone. My waist was 87 centimetres, is now 84 centimetres, so that's 3 centimetres gone. Belly, so the largest part of the middle of me, was 102 centimetres and is now 94, so that's 8 centimetres gone. My boobs are tiny and I do not want to lose anything off of my boobs. I don't think there's anything there to be lost, but of course when you measure around your boobs, we're really talking about back fat, and I have a little covering around the sides and the back. So I measured 91.7 centimetres initially on day 1, and I've lost 0.7 centimetres from that area. So yeah, I'm really pleased with my waist and my belly coming down, and I really see it in my clothes. I'm gonna pepper this video with some before and after shots. I've taken quite a few because I'm vain. Because I love trying on outfits and seeing how they fit now, and for me it's just really enjoyable, and it's all part of the motivation. So yeah, I'll throw in some before and after pictures. My clothes are getting looser, particularly my trousers, jeans, etc. I wouldn't say I've definitely not gone down a size yet, but some of my jeans are a little bit loose, and my belt is being tightened up. I don't have holes in it. It's one of those you just kind of like pull it, and but you can see there's a lot more spareness in the end of the belt than they used to be. So I'm really seeing it, and I'm feeling fantastic, feeling absolutely amazing. I want to talk to you about food. So because obviously I'm increasing my calories, I also feel like I need to increase the variety of my food. It has become not deliberately restricted, but it just naturally has become, because you're eating a lot less, there's less variety as well. And I've also gone off certain foods. I went off eggs, but I've bought some. I'm going to bloody eat them. Whether I want to or not. So eggs are such a good source of protein, and they're not too high in fat and stuff. There's so many great qualities about eggs. So I am gonna try to make myself eat them again. I've bought some fruit. So when I was on keto, the only fruit I would eat would be like the lower sugar berries. But I have now bought some kiwis. I'm going to include a kiwi. I've only bought 4, and I've eaten 2 already. I'm going to have a kiwi and a protein shake before I go out on my bike ride. And I have already had some Greek yogurt raspberries, and it's not exactly a protein mix, but it's a really it's a sort of protein shake mix, but it's a whole food type thing. So it's crushed up nuts and all sorts of stuff. So that's really good for it's got protein and fiber and other good stuff in it. So I've already had that because someone commented on I don't know if it's my last video, I think it was my last video. I said that when I go out and exercise, sometimes when I say exercise, I'm talking about a long walk or a bike ride, I sometimes feel like I'm running on empty all of a sudden, and it's not that I feel hungry, but I just feel like the energy's drained, like the battery is dead. And someone gave me some really good advice and said that I shouldn't be using a protein shake as a meal replacement, and that is something that I have done up until now. And I think that's okay if I'm not going out exercising, because I don't always have 3 meals a day. I never used to. When I was doing keto, didn't need to. I would have like a lunch and a dinner. So for now, with that advice, I am making myself eat something more substantial prior to going out on a bike ride or a long walk, and that is really helping. In terms of any side effects, at the beginning, I definitely got really cold. I'd say the first 2 weeks, for at least 3 days, if not 4 days after taking the jab, really cold. Going to bed in pajamas, still cold, like thick. I don't really wear pajamas. I wear sort of like lounge bottoms, like thicker bottoms. I don't actually wear pajamas normally. I'm one of those naked sleepers normally, but I don't know, you didn't need to know that. Although I always wear perfume to bed. Check out my perfume channel. But yeah, I had to wear like sweatsuit bottoms, tracksuit bottoms, a t-shirt, and then still get up, put my dressing gown on and go back to bed. And we're not really in freezing midwinter anymore, so I really felt the cold for those first 2 shots. And the one that I just took, I felt cold almost immediately. So I took my shot on my night shift. I sort of moved it a little forward because I was raging with hunger. Yeah, I'd been raging with hunger all day, well, from when I got up, which was about probably 12 lunchtime, because I've done 5 night shifts in a row, so I was on nights. I woke up really, really hungry, and I was fighting the urge to have sort of not so healthy food options. And I was, I didn't do anything that I shouldn't have done, but it was a real challenge. And I was getting into my shift, and I was just thinking about food, and I was hungry. And so I just decided to take the shot a bit earlier. So I took it like midnight, Friday night going in. Was it Friday night? Thursday night? Oh God, I don't know. I think Thursday night going into Friday. Yeah, that's it. It was midnight, so early hours of Friday morning. I took my shot, and then I almost instantly had to go up and find my big cozy dressing gown, because I don't know if it was psychological. It really wasn't that bad this time, but I just felt like for the rest of my shift I needed my dressing gown on over the top of my clothes. And I would like to add that I was working from home. So before you start wondering whether I'm walking around an office in a dressing gown, the answer is no, although it has been known. No, it hasn't, but I used to wear my slippers to work. Not to work, when I got to work. But that's another story. Anyway, I got sacked from that job, but it wasn't for wearing slippers. God, I'm giving all my secrets away here. I'll quickly talk about supplements. Let's talk about some of the other sort of side effects first. So I don't think these are side effects of the jab. I believe they're side effects of my nutrition, diet and calorie intake suddenly dropping. So I did have quite a lot of eyelash fallout, I noticed, although since then I have been okay, and I have got a new eyelash serum which does help you retain your eyelashes, and I was using a really old bottle that was right near the end of its life, so it might have expired and wasn't really helping. Anyway, so I thought I was getting eyelash fallout, and also because of that I was in Asda's and I found these biotin things, They're gummies. They're really nice actually. They're basically you take 2 little sweets. I'll show you. I've had mine today already. They feel naughty, but they're sugar free. So yeah, you have 2 of them, and it's got biotin and a couple of other things in it that's supposed to help you retain your hair. It's for hair loss and things like that. I've also included an iron pill. It's got iron, I think magnesium and zinc. A little bit of magnesium, not a lot. So I also take a magnesium before bed. These are all to combat the restless legs I've had a few times. Only 2.5 times I suffered with restless legs, but I did feel like I was going to get it last night when I was working. No, was I working or was in bed? I think I was working, and I could feel a sensation in my legs, like they didn't need to move. There wasn't actual restless legs, but I really felt like they need a massage. It's like the legs just feel slightly off. So I took extra electrolytes, and I took my magnesium before bed, and I'm fine now. So I do think that the supplements are probably helping, but the issue, the supplements are just fixing a surface on the surface of an issue that I need to deal with when it comes to my food. So I definitely need to vary up my food. I'm looking at MyFitnessPal, and you can click the button to look at the nutrition of what you've eaten and see. I'm trying to see where I might be lacking in those things, like potassium maybe. My fiber's not brilliant. So yeah, I'm sort of, this is such a job. This is like a full-time job, is trying to exercise enough, get the nutrition, stay healthy, drink enough, do all the things, because at the end of the day, this is not about weight loss. It's about health, and it's about longevity, because I don't want to become someone that as soon as I stop taking the drug, I just fall back into my old ways and gain all the way back, plus loss of muscle, meaning I'm even worse off than I was before I started. So that to me is really important. Let me know if that's a focus for you. I can understand if you're in a different place to me, you might have a lot more weight to lose, in which case your main focus probably is going to be to get that weight off first, because exercise is so hard. The more you're carrying with you is so difficult. And for me, I've started on this at literally at just about the eligible point. My BMI was 28. It's now 27, by the way, but I was only just eligible. So I am aware that I am on the smaller side of people that are taking these drugs, and I know that what's true for me, what's right for me, might not be right for you. And I don't think that this is a space for judgment in any capacity. We've all got to do what's right for us, and we've all got to do changes need to be incremental and slow to make them stick. I think we all know that about habits and changing. So these are the things I'm focusing on at the moment. I want to increase my protein and vary up my diet, and keep exercising the way I've been exercising. So let's talk about exercise now. I've done 2 long walks. They both were roughly an hour, a bit longer than an hour, and like the walk on the way there is kind of on an incline. So decent exercise, I think, and 2 decent bike rides. Both were, one was about an hour and the other was a bit longer, like hour and 25 minutes. And then I've been doing my body weight exercises, but they are a bit sporadic, and I really need to get a routine going. But I am starting to work a bit on my upper body. I've been shown some exercises I can do against the wall. I've started to do some stomach crunches, and I'm actually quite proud of myself, because my first attempts at stomach crunches could barely like lift myself up, and then I found that I was able to actually lift my body from the floor. So I'm now able to do that. So they're not regular enough, but I'm starting to include them. So that's my goal then, is to increase. I think I'm happy with the exercise level, but I want to increase the body weight training and the strength training. I'm thinking of getting some resistance. Are they resistant? So weighted cuffs, and I don't know if you can get them for your feet as well, so I can add a bit of weight to some exercises. And then, oh yeah, finally, we talk about doses. So I am still on the 2.5 milligram. I do now have a 5 milligram pen, and my plan, as long as I'm losing weight and happy on 2.5 milligrams, is I'm just going to do 30 clicks and get a half a dose, so that will give me 2.5 milligrams. That makes the pen last me, if I use a golden dose as well, the pen is going to last me for 10 doses, making Mounjaro so much more affordable than it is at the you know, if I was to only get 4 doses out of it, or 5 with the golden dose. So that is my plan. Every time I'm allowed to move up a dose, I'm going to. So I've actually got the 7.5 pen on order already. That's because I was sent a discount code. I'm with a company called OushK, which is OushK. They were recommended by someone in a Crohn's and colitis group that I'm in. No, weren't directly recommended to me, but I searched the group to see if anyone had any experience on these skinny jabs, because I wasn't sure if I would be eligible with bowel disease. I've got ulcerative proctitis, for anyone that wants to know. So basically I'm a shitting machine, but the great thing is I don't get the constipation. I thought that maybe this jab would slow my digestion down, and therefore I might even not cure my problem, but I might slow my problem down. But I find that I'm still a bit of a shitting machine, basically, although I think things have changed slightly, but no, it's not fixed my problem. But in this group, someone had said that they used this company because they were happy to prescribe someone with bowel disease. And so that's why I went there. They don't do referral codes that I'm aware of, but I have received a discount for it since my first order. So the first order I paid full price, and then I was sent, they have like a special deal. They had a Paddy's Day discount, and I probably had a Mother's Day or an Easter. You know, they have a discount enough that you can get like 18 quid or 22 quid off the order. So that's why I already ordered my 7.5 milligram, because there was a discount. So I thought I may as well just do it. You still put in the date that they send it to you, so it's not like they just send it to you straight away. You choose the date, and then of course when I've got the 7.5 milligram pen, I have the choice of how much to take from that, and I also have the insulin needles to extract from the golden dose. So my plan going forward with doses is, if I can stay on 2.5, I will, but I do see it waning off a little bit already. Not right now, because I'm still only on, where are we, Saturday, so I took it Thursday night, Friday morning. So yeah, I've still got really strong suppression, and I'm finding myself that the suppression is really strong for the first 3 days, 3.5 days ish, and then I start to feel a bit picky, like a little bit peckish on the next sort of couple of days. Although I find that because of the slow digestion situation, I'm still not able to eat large quantities of food. I don't feel like eating large quantities of food. But then nearing the end, like the last day or the last 2 days, I feel like there's less help there from all perspectives. And then I have to engage the willpower. And so we'll see how that goes. I think what I really want to do is stay on the lowest dose as long as possible. And when I do titrate up, the next dose for me, I won't go up to 5 because I'm scared. I don't want any nasty side effects. And I do see a lot of people documenting their journeys, talking about that jump from 2.5 to 5 and how they suddenly get nauseous, vomiting, or just extremities of the side effects. And I just really want to avoid that at all costs. So when I go up, I'll go up to 3.75, but of course I'll keep you updated. Another option that I am considering is, instead of going up to 3.75, I could just take the jab every 5 or 6 days. So that's an option as well. That's, for me, that's what I'm thinking of doing. I am not for 1 second telling anyone else what to do, because obviously there are implications of every individual, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a specialist in any way, shape or form. This is just what I am planning to do. So there. I finally, just for info, I didn't share it, my height is 5.4. What? My height is 5'4", and my BMI was 28, it's now 27. And what else? I'm a woman. What else is relevant? I don't know. I think that's it. I think the main thing is you need to understand how tall the person is to understand a bit more about their weight loss. So yeah. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, I really appreciate if you click the thumbs uppy thing, and you can subscribe. If you subscribe, I will love you, because I really would like to grow this channel and have a little bit of a community. And let me know how you're getting on in the comments, and if you've got any suggestions or anything helpful to share with me and everyone else who reads the comments, then that would be fantastic. Thank you. Bye.